gets worried.
I understand.
Okay, got it.
I was trying.
We are live on Facebook. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and potential Toastmasters. Welcome to the show, Wake Up with Toastmasters. I am your host, District 115 Club Growth Director, Ken Richardson. And with me today is the ever lovely co-host of the show, distinguished Toastmaster and past District Governor, Phyllis Trivy. Good morning, Phyllis.
Good morning, Ken, and good morning to our viewers. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing great. I'm just checking, speaking of our viewers, I'm just checking to make sure everything got posted correctly.
Yes, we want lots of comments and questions today.
Absolutely. To all of our viewers, if you have questions, we want to hear them. Our guest today is the lovely Dana Wall-Oakley. And Dana, it is so nice to have you. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm not usually up this early. I'm sure you hear that a lot.
Yeah, there's something about 6 a.m. that just causes problems for a lot of people. So we really appreciate you coming up. Today, we're going to talk about the clubs that you belong to, your Toastmasters journey, and also a little bit about the fact that you are an area director. So I want to talk about how that has shaped your leadership skills and what have you. But first, I want to ask you, what got you interested in Toastmasters in the first place?
That's one of those questions that you have to stop and think about. My mom had become a Toastmaster because of Elaine, Lordy now. They'd been friends forever. And I used to be really, really, really shy. I didn't like to talk to people, not even really one-on-one. And I decided to join because Mom said, come to my club and join. So I did. I joined her club, and that first year was amazing with the self-confidence that I gained. And then over years, my self-esteem increased, and I was able to now I can talk to anybody, and I've been on big stages in front of thousands of people at the convention, and I did an off-the-cuff speech yesterday because we didn't have a speaker, and it was just like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're such a warm and friendly person. Who would have thought that you started out in Toastmasters as sort of shy and withdrawn? And how long have you been in Toastmasters?
Well, January will be 16 years, 17, 2005. So
yes, exactly. So you're about 16 years, 14 years, 16 years. Because So I started in 2007.
Yeah.
So I've been in 14, and of course Phyllis has us beat.
Yes, by far. By far. And she was in that club when I joined Windjammers. It's my home club. That was my first club. And Phyllis Trivy was one of the members there.
I'm glad you brought that up. Did I hear that Windjammers is now meeting at Skinny Diggins?
We are. Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
We are. We're in that room now starting at 7:30
every Wednesday
morning. Mm-hmm.
And are you conducting a hybrid meeting or?
No, we are in person only. We are attempting to stream the meeting in case anybody would like to watch. We had difficulties with it. We're still working on that. We're still working on that. We've had some difficulties, but we're going to stream it in case anybody would like to watch.
But you're not going to be going hybrid, just streaming.
It's right now we're not going hybrid. No.
Okay. Well, that's my club, my home club, Early Risers. We're still meeting online, but that was our meeting location, and we used to meet there every Wednesday at 6:30. So it's like back to back to back. And I think Causmasters is meeting there. Guy Dawson's one of Guy Dawson's clubs. Okay. Is that correct, Phyllis? That's
absolutely correct. The first and third Fridays at 8 a.m.
Okay, and but are you hybrid? I think you're hybrid.
We are hybrid. So anybody that wants to come visit us at Skinny Dugan's is great. Or if you want to come online, that's perfect too.
As the trio, as we enter the second half of our fiscal year, we do want to get out more and visit clubs either online or in person for those clubs that are meeting in person. So I may just pop in, Dana.
Cool. That'd
But
be great.
I want to ask Phyllis first how things are going there at Skinny Dugan's with the hybrid. I know Dana's not doing hybrid. How are you doing with that?
I think our members that are coming in person have learned how to arrange the computers that are there, and we have a microphone. And so they've actually made a drawing. It's got it written down so that when they go into this room, this is, they think, their best setup to be congenial with the members online and those that are there in person, that everybody is involved.
I think it's wonderful to hear about how these transitions are going with Windjammers, Toastmasters, and others. Excuse me. So Dana, I know you're in Windjammers then.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what other clubs are you in?
I am in 4 other clubs. I'm a member of 5
my.
clubs at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. A club that I helped my mom to create, Sage Leaders, is 2nd and 4th Tuesdays. And we're online only right now.
Okay.
We had a location and we lost that location. Then I have the other Tuesdays, 1st and 3rd Tuesdays. I'm in Star Masters for my husband. That's his home club.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, wow.
1, 2, 3, wow. Yes, that's online only also. Although our next meeting will be in person. It's our Christmas party and we have a location for that.
I did see that, and I want to thank you guys for inviting me. I'm going out of town for the holidays. My family, taking a family trip, but so I'm going to miss several of these parties. But thank you for inviting me.
Sure, of course. we want, big fun. 1st and 3rd Mondays, I'm in Powerhouse Pros. We are also online only. We're dwindling. We've lost a lot of members, and it's a fun club. We'd like to focus on humor, adding humor. And so that's why I'm there. And then I'm writing a book. So I joined the Friday night Authors and Aspiring Authors Club.
Oh.
And that's going to always be online only. And we have members that are not in our local community. So we've spread out with them. And it helps to have tips. And we have published authors and we have authors that are still working on their first endeavors. And as I am.
Well, tell me about your book. What's your book about? You don't mind sharing secrets?
Oh, not at all, not at all. It's called The Adventures of Rory, the Homicidal Teddy Bear, and it is about a teddy bear who got lost in the woods and possessed by a demon, and so he lives in a cave in the mountain range, and he eats hikers.
Well, not a children's book.
It's funny. It's okay. I'm calling it comedy horror because it's funny, and it's going to be a series of short stories about these adventures that he has. And he sometimes goes into town, and every now and then one of the hikers gets away. So there's a win for the people side. But I'm calling it comedy horror because he does come after you, but in a funny way. Oh, okay. And when I finish it, I am going to narrate the audio book.
Oh, I love the title already and the whole concept. And when I think of comedy horror, I automatically think of Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
Classic. I mean, that was, when I was, let's see, when was that out? I guess I was a young adult and somewhere around 73, 72.
Yes.
So
I just watched that again for Halloween.
Oh, it's a great movie, and it's very, very funny. So when I think of comedy horror, so you are very, very busy. In addition,
yes.
Wow, you're in 5 clubs. You're writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to write the book, and then you're going to narrate the audio.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow, and you're an area director.
And I'm an area director this year. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I am not working. I took some coaching classes to become a voice actor. I just got
Okay.
my demos back and I'm doing the marketing classes to figure out how to get that demo out to the people that it needs to get out to so that I can start doing work as a voice actor.
Geez,
Yeah.
between Toastmasters and becoming an entrepreneur,
Yes.
Dana, I have to say, you know, I'm retired, but I don't know how you find time for all of that. I feel I'm very busy given my advanced years, but but wow, that's a pretty impressive schedule that you're carrying.
I'm learning that I actually have to do a schedule and tell myself you're doing this from this time to this time, and then maybe the next day you're doing this from this time to this time. That way I don't let myself get distracted with other things when I'm supposed to, because I'm a procrastinator. I'm very easily distracted. And so if I don't schedule myself, then the day is just, yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, what? Jesse's on his way home already?
I can relate to that because I'm kind of the same way. I love to read, and I'm largely a news junkie. I mean, I read the news and listen to news programs, and I would just be focused on that if I didn't write down.
Yeah.
I want to go back to, it's obvious that Toastmasters has helped you become a more confident public speaker. And I think that's a major benefit that Toastmasters offers. But also on the leadership side, you've taken on a leadership role as area director. Is this your first area director journey or no?
No, it is not. I was an area director. Actually, it was area governor way back in from 2009 to 10. And it's pretty much the same. You visit your clubs, you find out how they're doing, what they might need, and you do reports. Last time I was an area director, we had 2 contests for the year. Now there's only 1. And it's basically about getting the information from the district out to the clubs that they need in case they're not getting what they need through the emails or visits. So you visit them. And I like doing that because you get to meet people that you wouldn't know otherwise. That's why I started getting outside of my club the very first year. And I've had officer roles since my first month as a Toastmaster. I've been an officer of one sort or another over the years, and now I'm an officer or 2 in every one of my clubs. And area director is an extension of that, because you're finding out more than just what's in your little club environment. You're getting out there into the district things.
Now, Phyllis, you were an area governor back in the day, as was I, but what do you think, Phyllis, I'll direct this to you and then you can chat with Dana about it and get her perspective. What do you think is different now as compared to when you were, when were you an area governor, Phyllis?
Oh my, it's like 2001. It was way back there. It was about 2001. And really going out and visiting your clubs is the most important thing, and making sure that they know, like you say, all the district incentives, and that they're going to win those incentives because you're going to help them, and finding out what they need. Sure, we don't have but one contest, which, I'm very sorry about that. But other than that, I think it's basically the same. It's meeting your club members. And I always tell new area directors that they should visit each one of their clubs once a month. Dana, is that something you would advise to them?
I would, yes. With my current schedule, I haven't done that. And I do plan to do that because it is important to know what the club, what the club needs.
Yeah.
You actually need to get out there. I talked to somebody yesterday who said when they were an area director, they joined every single one of the clubs they were an area director for, so that they knew they wouldn't miss a meeting and that they would become a part of that club's culture so they could understand what the club needed. I'm not going to do that. However, visiting as often as you can really does help you become knowledgeable of the club's needs.
And we're there to help them become a distinguished club.
Yes.
And when they become a distinguished club, they help us to become a distinguished area. And you have to know these people and know what their goals are and be sure that the clubs are helping with that.
Yes.
I don't believe in joining every club, but I certainly think that that was a great reason for joining the club, so that you are in the center of it and you know what's going on. So this is a great idea.
Yeah.
As far as leadership, you got something else you want to ask about leadership?
Yeah, well, what I want to ask both of you is, do you find it more challenging in the pandemic era and the era of Zoom in maintaining and recruiting your membership for your clubs?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And as I say, it's definitely follow through. What I find that the clubs that I visit that have the most members are constantly, every week, 3 or 4 days before the meeting, sending me a reminder with the Zoom information or the location. You've got to keep telling people about it. It seems like those are the clubs that have the higher membership. Why we don't all follow through with our guests, it falls down, especially when you're a weekly club. It just seems like things get in your way of what you intend to do.
Right.
You have great intentions, but something happens and then all of a sudden that email is gone, or, well, it's been 2 weeks and you haven't followed through. And I would say it's never too late to send another invitation. Always a thank you for attending. Our next meeting will be, it's the same Zoom information. If you don't have it, here it is again. That type of thing. I try to do that. I know there's no try, there's only do. But my intentions get at a loss.
What do you think, Phyllis? What's your perspective on the pandemic and recruiting and maintaining members in a Zoom environment?
You mean
Dana? I'm sorry.
Dana, that was yours.
I'm sorry, Dana.
I thought so. Yeah, I
haven't had enough coffee yet.
I do agree with Phyllis. However, it is more difficult because we're not following up. We're not following through, and if we're home, why not? And we've had some members come during the pandemic. They were Zoom only, and they're not following us to the in-person, which is an interesting. I wonder why not as well, because the in-person is more energy. I think it's better. I know I'm with you. I don't like leaving the house. I really don't. I've become a little bit of a hermit, but I'm still social. Go figure that one. But I do like getting out and going to the club meeting, and I like my online meetings as well. You don't have to go anywhere. You can get right on right before it starts. And I think that would appeal to some people, where and yet we're not getting them. You talk about getting members, right? You need to get guests first, don't you? And then you can convert your guests to members. So we're promoting as much as we can, and yet the members aren't coming. The guests aren't coming. To that,
And
we're
follow
still
through after you get the guest.
Yes, and if we
say Elaine invited me every month for 7 months. Don't give up on them just because they don't come.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we had a guest that we've actually been following up with, but she's not ready to come yet. So you're right. You just keep reaching out to them and eventually it'll be the right time. It
Yeah,
took my mom 2 years. It took Elaine 2 years to ask my mom to
Oh, really?
come to a weekly
So I
meeting.
wasn't her hardest
I
case.
don't think you were her hardest case. It took my mom 2 years to agree to finally come to a meeting because she was offered breakfast. And then
Yeah.
and then a few months later she'd come again and eventually she joined and then she got me to join. So it does work eventually and trickle down. You have to find the right words for the right person, I guess.
I like that, Dana and Phyllis, the consistency over time and persistence. And Jennifer is with us, Jennifer Smith, our PRM on the line, and she commented that the fortune is in the follow-up. And I think what's happened to us, and you said this perfectly, Dana, earlier when you talked about scheduling your time. We get complacent.
Yes.
We get forgetful. And yet there are maybe 4 or 5 things, if every club did them consistently, I think our membership would improve. But we want instant gratification, and we're not going to get that. This is not a short-term kind of thing. This is a, planning to build your membership. Tips, if you will, include things like making sure you're active on social media. I know Jennifer is very, very much a believer in posting testimonials and videos and your social media, and doing that frequently so that people do hear a good, consistent, positive message. Doing the follow-up as you suggested. And I think it's so interesting that it took multiple invitations and sort of a little bit of maybe some mild harassment. I don't know how you say no. I don't know how you say no to Phyllis, but I haven't learned that technique. But I think it's great that and your story is similar. I hear a lot of people who in the beginning are somewhat reluctant, and that's why you need that follow-up and that persistence and consistency over time. Once they overcome that reluctance, though, and become members, they gain confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Well, what other tips might you have? Let's say we have, we're going to be recruiting new district officers, including area directors. So tell me, Dana, what would you say to a potential area director to encourage them to sign up, so to speak?
That is a great question. It seems daunting, and yet it really is fun. If you take it on, you don't take it too seriously. I understand that you're going to be getting out there and meeting new people. You will get training, so you won't just get tossed into the lake with sharks. Okay, I know there aren't sharks in the lake. Go with me here. You'll get training. You'll have companions that'll help you along the way, and it does help you to gain confidence. It does help you to gain organization skills, because if you don't, then there's a calendar, there's a schedule, and it really is just getting to know those clubs that are in your umbrella, the clubs that you're over, and getting to know those people, getting outside of your own little bubble and becoming a part of a bigger thing, which is the district. And the district is even part of a region, so you'll find out international things. I'm a learner. I love to learn things, and this really has helped me to expand that, learning new things, learning new people. I love it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about organizational skills. You know,
Mhm,
we talk about public speaking, we talk about leadership, but
mhm.
a big important part of that is getting organized
Yes,
and keeping yourself on schedule. Phyllis,
yes.
do you have any thoughts on what would
Well,
you say to a Toastmaster to convince them what a great thing it is to be an area director?
it is a great thing, but I'd like to talk to Dana about being a co-host for an international conference
Yes,
convention.
yeah, the
We
international
belong
convention.
at
Yeah.
Caesars. Talk to us about all that's involved in being
Oh,
the
goodness.
guest host.
Well, as the co-host, it was my main responsibility to organize the volunteers. And that was our main function at the convention, was to get the volunteers to have chairs in charge of the different areas or categories like the marketplace, and somebody to be in charge of the volunteers for the contests, all those contests, and then the educationals. And I was in charge of the organization of where those volunteers were going. And so I was at the booth where they would come up and say, I'm here, where am I going? I had the maps. And you got to meet all those people from all over the world who came to help with whatever we needed them to help for. You needed people that directed in the big room when there was an event like the opening ceremonies or even the big world championship of public speaking. So we had a room that all the volunteers could come to relax. We provided snacks and conversation, company, and it was fabulous to, you talk about organization. I had the spreadsheet with everybody's name and all the places that people needed to be. And I had it cross-referenced where, okay, this is your name and this is where you volunteered, what days you're available. And okay, you can do this and this and this. And then I had them on that schedule. And they'd come back to me, where was that again? Okay, here's where you're going. So,
I remember that. It was, you guys did a great job.
Fabulous.
I was one of your volunteers very
yes.
proudly, and it was great. It was a great event. Well, we are running out of time, so I want
Oh,
to
no.
thank you. It goes by quickly, doesn't it? So now you can go have your second or third cup of coffee, or maybe go back and take a nap. I don't know.
First cup of
But
coffee and back to bed, right?
there you go. But I want to thank you, Dana, for joining us today. And Phyllis, I want to thank you as well.
Yeah.
Just a couple of quick announcements here. To remind everyone that the TLI is coming up on January 8th, and there's information on that, the location and the times. That's a Saturday. And that same night, we're going to be holding our monthly educational evening enrichment classes. So you'll be able to join us for that. And game night, the next game night is actually going to be January 1st, believe it or not.
Yes.
Participants voted and they said, okay, well, let's just do it. What a great way to bring in the new year.
Yeah.
So if you need information on any of these events, you can email me at d115cgd@gmail.com, and I will connect you with the what you need to know and where you need to go. Or if you'd like to be a guest on Wake Up with Toastmasters, please let me know. Any last minute words, Dana or Phyllis?
It's been great. I appreciate being here, and thank you to Phyllis for hounding me. Which
Well,
she does
you
so
know,
well.
I'm a
She's
member,
wonderful.
that's for
I have
sure.
to say,
Exactly.
that I am so lucky to have Phyllis as my co-host. She just does a fantastic job, and it makes me look good. So I'll just take it.
Absolutely.
But we appreciate you coming, Dana. But remember, in those 5 clubs, what
Mhm.
if you got at least 10 members per club? That's 50 people that could come and visit us. We would love to have them.
I will.
Please
Oh, yeah.
suggest that they come and
Absolutely.
visit with us.
We do talk about Wake Up with Toastmasters, and I will again mention that I was on, and
Yes,
that they ought to give it a shot.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
It's great.
You see
Thank
why
you
I
for
see why I
coming.
love Phyllis.
Yes. Thanks. Yes. It's
Okay,
been
well,
great.
thank you, everyone, and thank you. I see Jennifer saying yay, Phyllis, and hold on, a couple of things from Jennifer, then we'll close out. She does say congratulations, Dana. I think that's when you were talking about when we hosted the international meeting here and your role in that.
Mhm.
Tell the clubs how easy it was. And she says, yay, Phyllis. So thank you, Jennifer, for being part of our audience. I know we'll have a lot of folks who will look at this when it goes to recording, and we welcome them and appreciate their participation. So have a great day, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow. Phyllis and I will be back again on Wake Up with Toastmasters. Have a great day.